Hi guys, and we're back for another tutorial on making an antivirus. So this is where we left it off yesterday, last time. We added our database core so that we could then finish writing our engine. So this episode is going to be fairly short because all we're going to do is finish writing the engine. So we're going to open up here and we're going to come over to, I don't remember if we put it in core. Right, no. So it will probably be in utils. And so this is where we left. There was a function in here called scan file, and it doesn't exist anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a new unit. So I like having everything set out where you can easily find it. And so we're going to go into our engine folder, and we're going to name this scan underscore engine underscore object. Eventually we'll have one that's scan underscore engine underscore registry, and one that's scan underscore engine underscore process. And you could add your own eventually. So we're going to need a few things. We're going to need this, unfortunately, as I have found my tutorials sitting everywhere. And this is going to require the utils. So we're going to need Windows. We need systutils, classes. We're going to need scan engine utils. There's no N. I put the I in the wrong place. And put this in the wrong place. So guys, I'm sorry if you can hear my computer running to death. It's doing. I've got a few processes running in the background which need to be done for another project, and I've run out of time to put them in. So we're going to do a. What did we do last time? Did we do a process? We did. So we're going to do another process because I can't see why you change it. So we're going to put this as scan. Scan file is a bit blunt. Yeah, we're just going to put scan file again. And once again, we're going to require the file path. That's pretty self-explanatory. Actually, we're going to name that slightly better. We're going to name it an object path, and we're going to name this scan object. And we're just going to grab it and we're going to declare it in the top. And now pretty much we need to mirror what we had last time, but obviously we can't mirror what we had last time because certain things don't line up. So we're going to take the vars because there shouldn't be any difference in them. Majority of the difference is where we start doing things like down here where we change something that's on form 1. Being that our form 1 is in a different project and a different executable, we can't do that. So we don't want that there, we want that there. Oh, you. So we've imported some of our variables, and I don't think we need. Do we need signatures? Wrong project. There'll be a lot of this in this video because I'm most certainly making it up as we go along. Where do we use signatures? yeah, signs. We might still need that. Yeah, we will need that still. We're going to rename that. Because as you can tell, I haven't looked at this project. I haven't looked at the original since I finished the last season. So if you haven't watched the last season, go back and watch this last season. There was a lot of interesting things in it. So one of the first checks we need to do, which is what we did in the last project, is we need to check to see if it's us. So right here, this can stay exactly the same. So we can just, except from we've changed this to object path. So we can delete this annotation, but we still need to put a begin here. And we're going to change this here because this technically poses a vulnerability in the software. If you don't scan yourself, or if you don't do a check on yourself, not necessarily scan yourself, then there could be malware that has injected up inside of this executable. In the Sapphire engine that I worked on, we had an elaborate set of checks to be done, but in the newer version we found a check that you can do instantly, and you can determine whether there's any changes been going on them. So moving on. Is it the quarantine folder? We don't have a quarantine folder yet, so we will skip this. Now we want to increase the number of files scanned. Now we changed our variables, so we're going to need to declare that we want to see the engine variables, like so. And I'm going to open the engine variables, and we have them all. So we have the current file being scanned. And we're also going to need the pipes util. We made a unit with pipes in it, because I've called it somewhere else. Update client. So we're going to need that as well. Now I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to leave it in a comment, because I need that eventually. So next thing we need to do is we need to increase the number of total files scanned, which goes here. Wow, my computer is really spinning up. Oh no, and then it spins down. And so we increase our file count so that we can then, in a minute, update our client. So we haven't even started the client yet, but I believe it's not the next episode, but it's the episode after that we will start the client, because at that point we've got something to test. So basically we check whether it's us. Is it us? We will do some checks. We're gonna leave it as exit at the minute, which is a terrible idea, and you should never do that, because especially with security software, you leave a gaping big hole. And so we still need these, unfortunately. I might work them out. We're still going to need that one, and we're still going to need the one underneath. Actually, do we need a lot of this? We're not going to exclude files this time. Once again, that poses a security vulnerability. Although, depending on exactly who is responsible for what, depending on the terms and conditions of the software, you could put it back in. For this, it's a valid reason to exit. There's not a security vulnerability in it, although it should never happen because there should just be this in the string. So really that should be that. Or actually we're going to change this, so if it's less than, oh no, I'm going to do length. So if the length of this is less than, you'd need at least, so you could have 0 and you could have an empty string, so we want it at least 2 characters long. Yeah, so if the length of this string is less than 2 characters, actually it should be less than 3 characters. It's less than 3 characters, then we'll exit. Why? Because the string could possibly be this, which is no file size and no MD5 hash. And so this would be 2, so if we put less than 2, this would still go past, and if you put less than 3, it won't. So moving right along, we're not going to include this for the above reason, although technically if you have some programming skills, which I assume you have because, well, you're doing this tutorial, then you should be able to add it anyway. For these will stay the same. We haven't put a, we haven't put a file limit in yet, so that will need to be changed. Right, so we don't have a fail to increase variable because we changed it. We had a fail to open variable. So why have I changed the variable names? Purely because this is going to be a lot more of a complex project. With the first one, depending on exactly when and how far you got, I know that quite a few people skipped steps. It's quite obvious from the analytics from YouTube that a considerable number of people skipped the steps, and that was partly the reason that I didn't bother to continue straight off the bat, was that a lot of people, you know, didn't seem that interested. Yeah. So what have we done there? We've simply changed the variable paths. We need to know if we can open it. We need to know if the file is too big. And so, in theory, you could just copy and paste the entire scan engine, but it just wouldn't work. You'd get a lot of issues, especially with chunks like this, where it's call this variable and call that variable. Although it does tell you, yeah, we'll do it just to show you how badly it can go. So we want it to there. Oh, we don't want this unit. We want this unit. And give it a second, and as you can see, it goes mental. It goes mental because a lot of this is going to have to be rewritten. But it could be quicker to rewrite this than go all the way around. So the next thing we need is our database core. And we need our database core and our database array. And I can't remember which one exactly had what in it. Right, so this is the var we want. and we need to come all the way back here, and we need to change this one. So what we want to do is, instead of going for that, we want to go from the length of this dot the number of signatures in an array. So what did we use as did we use count? We did. So I predicted this change, and we put a variable in place for this. So signatures.count. So when the database loads them, it alters the signatures, although I've just remembered we screwed up last week. Or should I say I screwed up last week, and I was waiting to see if anyone actually noticed, but no one did. So here, if you noticed, put it in the comment section, but I doubt anyone did. So what we need to do is we need to do I've lost my train of thought. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I'm telling you, there's an issue here. There's an issue in this set of code. Right? Anyone who can point it out, you'll get a shout out in the next episode, and if it isn't been put in the comments by next Saturday, I will fix it myself. So once again, we need to come here, and we need to change this to fit this string here. So we need to do signatures underscore db dot array dot we need to give it ri, and then we want the signature type, and that's that bit fixed. And now to save time, what you can do is you can simply copy that string, come all the way down here, and where it should have been here, put it there. And we did hex pos as well, so we can now update that. And I'm going to chop that out. Now, some of this might seem a bit of an indiscriminate chopping, but it's not indiscriminate chopping. There's not currently a quarantined path, but that is going to be a needed variable at some point. And this is going to need to be changed. So we're going to tack this out. Or actually, we're going to comment this whole section out. So if you put one of these here, one of them there, you comment the entire section out. Do temp signature. Is this file base to 0? So that would be the signature. Why were we doing this? Because I believe up here, yes. So once again, this needs to be changed then. So this string here has to be changed to that. So what we're doing here is we propagate this field further up, and because it's a simple MD5 and file size check, we just pull every version and check to see if they're the same. We should have moved this there, and then we have to move this one here because we need to comment this entire section out. So with our, where's our variables gone? Here. So engine is detected count now. So previously where we had these variables, why did it do that? Previously where we had these variables that were just generic, you know, infection count, things along them lines, we are now going to have a more professional looking, full stop, variable names, Why? Because people commented that some of the variable names I was using were stupid and were very bland. You know, they were very, I don't know. I can't remember the exact comment I had. How long has this gone so far? Whoa, we've already gone over 20 minutes. So, this should be object path. I'm going to speed this up because I've been jabbering. And I'm just going to go through and quickly do these. And the engine's finished for now. Now, it doesn't look very finished. I know there's big chunks of commented out text, but the quarantine file is quite an easy fix. And this is going to require some changes, so we will come back to that when we get to it. So, thank you for watching. You know where the like button is. Check in on Monday. Monday is going to be a change video. So what do I mean by a change video? You know, like a change log, when someone updates source code and other things like that, programs. I'm going to do one for this channel so that people understand what's going on and changes that are going on and scheduling changes that are going on, and people can then rant at me and drop comments in the description exactly what they want and things like that. So check in on Monday. And until then, I'll see you later. If you'd like to subscribe and help me out, here's a subscribe button. Here's a video you might be interested in, how to make a Delphi file shredder. And here is the last episode. So, thanks for watching, until next time.